Eventually, we're going to start this.
Right now. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Robbie Raps a Can. We are here with Carissa and Joel from Branching Out Bottle Shop. Hey guys.
Hi.
Hey.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
It's a spoiler. They wrapped the cans today, so Robbie didn't do anything.
Wow. I mean, he might do some editing later if we don't nail this in one take, but that's about it.
Have we ever not done that? All right, so let's get right to it. So we have 2 beers here. Let's just start. Thank you.
Cheers, guys.
All right, cheers. Yeah, thanks for coming down to shoot this episode with us. Always fun.
Cheers to you guys at home or at work. Slacking off.
Nice clean aroma. You get malt.
Good little chocolatey note.
Get beer.
Yeah, like it really it really smells like just like a clean beer. Like without even tasting it, I would be like brown ale, something like that.
Yeah.
Still
American stout maybe.
Yeah, I'm still with brown ale. It would be a very light stout or a medium to heavy brown ale.
Oh yeah, I definitely think I'd go brown ale.
I get quite a lot of dry roast.
It is a little again, it's where you could lean like American stout. So like
That's what I was thinking.
my
ABV American style.
yeah, like my palate's a little shot because I drink a lot of our gin here, and gin is definitely dark for a brown ale. So it's like this reminds me of gin, which probably means it's an American stout. So
I did almost bring you your beer as a joke.
we're waiting. We know that Robbie's
considered,
gonna do it. Like we know that one day we're just gonna be like, this beer's just bad. Like, and it's gonna be.
You don't make bad beer.
No.
Now I'm second guessing my
I know
initial thought
no,
of.
so I feel
Right.
bad.
So I think Robbie's right. So you get a dry roast character to the finish of it, but you don't have a lot of that middle sort of caramel or malt sweetness that you would get in like a robust porter or something like that. So I think you're definitely spot on. A lower ABV, and then we're towing that line between an American stout and a brown ale. You guys obviously know, so like you could be like,
one
you're
of them
completely
knows.
wrong.
He knows all 4 of them. He doesn't know which one we're having.
Sure.
I would be, it's an American style. There's a touch of note of something that I'm picking up and I can't get.
I'm having the same experience, and the reason I can't pinpoint it is because it's so ephemeral. It's just there and then it's gone.
And
You've
it's
never
I think
used the
that's why
word
you-
that big here before.
Sorry.
Yeah, I never use the word.
Can we get a caption with the definition of
Yes.
ephemeral?
Pop that over on the
Yeah,
side.
yeah, if we could.
But yeah, I would say I'm in the brown ale category personally. I don't get enough roasty notes, but that's where I would put it if just blind taste test wise. I'd probably go brown ale. I get enough chocolatey notes, but it's not overly sweet or
It definitely has a light
I
body.
would say.
Yeah.
Nice light.
I think it's good.
mouthfeel.
All right.
Can D of Universe A?
It's weird. It's like reverse Christmas, except you're also a little tipsy. Wait,
Wait, that's Christmas.
It depends on what Christmas are you going to. Robbie, off camera. Who's getting one? I did a great job.
You did?
Yeah, you did.
This one's like different and sort of similar.
Yeah, I haven't tasted it yet, but I do get almost a touch of vanilla on the nose.
That's interesting. I was going to say chocolate. Maybe it's white chocolate.
Could be. Sometimes I can get that.
Yeah, I just stepped away for a minute because I smelled coconut, and I'm like, it's
Yeah.
not a coconut beer.
I definitely.
Did you step away? Because I missed that.
I did them fast.
I thought
Yeah.
maybe Robbie edited it.
Yeah.
Edited it out.
In real time.
Edited it
Yeah.
out.
Exactly.
Why do you think
yeah.
we hired him?
Yeah, it's amazing.
You
His
can do
post-production
that.
work literally can bend time. Literally.
Yeah,
He can make
I
me
need
say
some of
this
that.
before I say that.
Yeah,
With
right.
camera. Work literally can bend time.
Yeah,
With
right.
camera. I don't even know what to
Right.
I get kind of like fruity ester from it.
Yeah, so the other one, again, like Robbie's saying there, really clean American style, you would think like Chico Geese or something like this. This is definitely a little more estery. I would make this more like an English brown ale, maybe.
Yeah.
I get a little bit more of those caramely, chocolatey notes, which leads me, again, kind of down that English avenue, where you would expect some of those raisin, toffee kind of notes.
Yeah, I would say this is probably a newer beer. Little
Like-
less clean of a finish, so maybe all the flavor profiles hasn't come together quite yet. So maybe this is packaged more recently, in my mind. But
Interesting. I mean, I definitely.
I just feel like the flavors are all there, but they haven't just pulled all together yet.
Sure. And you know, I think that you may also be able to attribute that to, I think there's more of a variety of flavors in this one.
Yeah.
Like I think you go everywhere from sort of a neutral malt to a caramel to a little bit of ash and roastiness on the finish with a little bit of a hop bite too. So I think because you're experiencing maybe a wider breadth, it could be that same way too.
I think I am in the English style. I always feel like the American beers finish a little bit cleaner. In the English, they linger a little bit.
Yeah, a little more
on the tongue.
acid, yeah.
So I would say they're right on the English side of things. Maybe
I would
not
s-
completely intentional, but you know,
Yeah.
I don't know that I would say it's an English style.
Well, nobody says that anymore. That's not a hashtag.
Yeah.
I can attest to that.
I feel like it's trying to be maltier than it actually is.
Yeah, and you know, I wonder if that's. So I think this is going to be a lower ABV too. I think it's going to be a little higher than the other one.
Yeah.
But you know, not being really packed with malt flavor like that, I wonder if that you can attribute it to the lower ABV.
Is that what it pulls me out of that hot dog?
Maybe you're sexy.
I have a preference. They're similar but different. Like the first one to me was like kind of drier, roastier, a bit thinner.
This is when the narrator
This one's a
pushes
bit more
the story along.
thicker.
He does a good job of it.
This one was like a little bit more full, a little bit more kind of multi-dimensional. As you said, there's maybe some more specialty malts, maybe a different yeast sort of choice.
The second one's smoother.
I think me personally, I'd probably go A over B. So the first one we had, I like the clean finish of the American style, at least what I believe to be an American style. So
Yeah. So if you know, depending on how familiar you are with Willow Rock beer, I think it'll be no shock to learn that I also agree with Kevin in that I like A more because it's cleaner finishing. That's a lot of what we focus on here. Clean finishing American style ales. What?
it reminds me of Jim a little
It
bit.
does remind me a lot of Jim. For a second, I had to be like, "Is this my beer?"
I
No,
think
it's
you
not my beer.
both said it.
Okay.
It's interesting.
It's not Jim, but it's very close.
What were you?
Yeah, what do you guys
What do you
think?
think?
I liked the second one. I think it was a little bit softer, and
Yeah.
I feel like the first one lingered a little bit more of that bitterness on my tongue, where this one made me go back for more. Don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
So
If you liked it more, that's a good thing.
Right?
No.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
I
all
mean,
it is.
this is a personal preference thing.
Yeah.
It's not a which one's better. It's like which one.
Well, like going back for more means like you're just gonna down a bunch of beer.
Yeah, like
I think
have a
it's-
full 4-pack.
it's interesting that you're both A and we're both B.
Oh,
Because
you
I
like
like
B better?
B better as well. And you know what? I'm going to pay your father some homage here because it's round.
Round.
And I
Yeah,
don't
always
normally,
explains
like, I
beer
do
as
not
round.
normally ever use that word to describe a beer because I'm not so sure that I entirely understand it.
Oh, it's
But
round.
this beer is round.
Yes, no, that's great. So, yeah, I think it encompasses all of those flavors. That's what when I think round, I think of something that there is a lot of different stuff to it, but none is like sort of spiking out of the flavor profile.
Right.
So that's what I think when I think round. Is
I like
that
it.
There's a smoothness to it. You
Right.
use that word.
Even the mouthfeel I prefer because there is like for A there's I don't want to use this word but it's the word that's coming to mind, chunkier portion on my
Sure.
tongue, which is weird. I don't like that.
Tapioca in there?
No, not that kind of chunky. That's why I didn't want to use that word. Huskier.
Oh my god.
How about?
There wasn't anything floating in the beer.
To be fair to Beer 2, I also really like Beer 2. These are both great examples of what
wouldn't
I would
turn
call
my nose
brown
up.
ales. Yes, both are great. I like them both. But we went A and you went B, so let's unwrap and see what
Find out.
you guys like and what we guys like.
Yeah, I thought maybe. And you made an interesting point because you said newer, and this was just canned, I think.
I don't have a date. Oh yeah, 218.
Oh,
Oh, all right.
Just as I thought.
So this is beer A. The first beer we had was Greenpoint Obscura. It's a Schwarzbier.
So that's bad.
All right, so I would not honestly have guessed lager. I'm very intrigued by that. It was very clean finishing, but it didn't have any sort of that sort of sulfur aspect or anything like that that you might find in a relatively clean lager. I do love Schwarzbier, so I'm not surprised that this was my favorite at all. So this is again from Greenpoint in Brooklyn, 4.9%. So we nailed that.
Yeah, we did.
So
Oh,
we were
didn't
all
guess
right
it.
there.
We
Oh, we didn't.
Same. We said about the same.
Let's see if we
We
find
did say
it.
we thought it was a little higher, and this is a 5.8. So
Yeah,
this is
cool.
from Fifth Hammer.
Yeah.
Cloak Spell. It's also a dark lager. So we
Very interesting.
were
I was
not
trying to compare and contrast.
in the world of stouts and brown ales, which we thought.
Kind of close though.
It's like they threw a sinker and we swung for the fastball. We thought it was going to come right down the plate with that one.
Definitely really good beers.
It's not chunky.
Totally would drink both of them. They are neither of them are
You
chunky.
don't call it chunky.
Better than chunky because chunky clearly implies that there's something in it.
Chunky kind of gives me that feeling that
Like,
something might be floating in the beer.
Right,
And
yeah.
that was not what
So-
was
Give me
happening.
this.
The most interesting things about this to me is you think like Greenpoint, they're like an old school brewer, they've been around
Yes,
forever.
yeah.
And then you think Fifth Hammer, they're obviously new. But from a beer drinking experience, this one reminds me more of like an old school beer, and that one sort of reminded me of a little bit newer
Yeah.
nouveau style
Yeah.
kind of
That is
what I
interesting.
thought was like a brown ale or something like that. But yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
Where can we get these?
At Branching Out Bottle Shop.
Go visit
Come on
Barley.
down. Township 5.
Yeah.
Buy some Willow Rock beer there too,
Mhm.
or come to see us.
Yeah.
We are open 7 days a week, and we got cans all over the place.
Yeah. Well, Joel, Carissa, thanks so much for
Yes.
coming down and doing this with us. This has been great fun.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for
Yeah.
having
Love
us.
it. More beers.